So, you've just finished conquering 6 warring states and unified China for the first time ever. What's your next move? Standardized currency, Axelwitz, sensible stuff. But Emperor Qin Shi Huang and his Chancellor Li Si decided to take it a step further. They looked at the messy, vibrant world of competing philosophical ideas, the 100 schools of thought, and thought, this needs to be tidier. Their solution was, essentially, the world's most aggressive decluttering session for a nation's entire intellectual history.
In 213 BCE, Li Si made his pitch. He argued that all these scholars quoting old books to criticize the government were just a nuisance. The solution? Burn the books. All of them. Except not all of them, because that would be impractical. Books on medicine, forestry, agriculture, and divination were spared. So you couldn't read about Confucian ethics, but you could absolutely learn how to predict the future from cracks in a turtle shell. The government had its priorities straight: compliant farmers over contemplative citizens.
The decree was absolute. All privately owned copies of philosophical and historical texts from other states were to be surrendered to be burned. Anyone caught discussing these books in public would be executed. In the marketplace. Publicly. People who failed to hand over their books within 30 days got their faces tattooed and were sent to build the Great Wall. It was a brilliant plan to create a unified culture by erasing all evidence that any other culture ever existed. What could possibly go wrong? A year later, in 212 BCE, things escalated. The story goes that Qin Shi Huang, frustrated with some alchemists who failed to find him an elixir of immortality, took his anger out on the local academic community. Later Han Dynasty historians, who weren't exactly fans of the Qin, claimed he had 460 scholars buried alive in a pit. Modern historians think it was more likely they were just executed, and the buried alive part was some grade-A historical propaganda. It's a nice reminder that when you lose, the next guy gets to write your biography. So, did this masterstroke of intellectual censorship create an eternal dynasty? Not exactly. Qin Shi Huang died in 210 BCE, and his glorious, unified thought empire collapsed into civil war just 3 years later. It lasted a whole 15 years. The subsequent Han Dynasty then spent decades trying to recover the very texts the Qin had tried so hard to destroy. Scholars had to literally reconstruct books from memory because some brilliant administrator decided history was inconvenient. It's a timeless lesson in how to make your successors' lives incredibly difficult. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more historical insights. Thanks for watching, nerds!